Welcome to the channel. Today's video is all about the project mode. How to use project mode in our sample edit, learn cue link knobs and their use, adjust the music samples with length, function and key signature, use pad banks to store your favorites, and in the end of the day, we are going to create a brand new music. Remember, sampler got its own depth. Our goal is to explore it. I found it that project mode is the most underrated mode in our sampler. The question I have for you is, what gives you the most trouble with the sampler? I would love to hear from you, so please drop the comment below this video. The last thing I want to do is to follow someone else's pathways. Of course, to introduce the functions of that instrument, it would be wild to kind of listen what other people say. However, you want to translate what you hear through your own senses. We have a classical, jazz, and Latin music background behind our wheel. Now, I'm thinking no one else will use this device but us. So now it would be wild to kind of introduce the sampler in the way we work. Of course, like we said earlier, we take others' opinion under consideration. However, we want to find our own pathways. So the first thing we noticed through our research is that this machine is loaded with beautiful samples. When you go to browser, you've got lots of great samples. Different instruments, different drum sets, clips, demos. Okay, so we want to introduce that function, sample edit function, from the perspective of our browser and see what we can find. We have the project, the tempo 120 beats per minute, 8 bars minimum, sequence 0-1. There is no need for any changes. The track, let's just do drums 1. There is a drum program in it. I go directly to the browser. So many different choices, great sounds. Every single example, it's solid. Beautiful, loaded. Now I go to main, and under the drum 1, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna add the program, and then I'm gonna scroll until I see that kit. Here we go. Champagne room. That's interesting. Now this program manifests in my pads. There are 16 different choices. Every single pad represents a different beat. By pressing sample edit, we go into the essence of each sound. When we play it, they show up. We are in the program mode right now. You see, now these sounds are ours. We can do to them whatever we like. We can keep them the way they are, or tweak them into our liking. I hit the pad number 9. It's kind of long. I'm looking for parts in that sample what I would definitely use in my project. In order to tweak it, we have to be aware of certain things. There is a green button in the upper left corner of the screen called S. S stands for start. E on the opposite side, on the bottom side, stands for end. I can adjust them into my liking. The screen responds to my touch. I can zoom in, zoom out, move the audio sample around, and everything is possible because the magnifying glass is on. My Q-Link knobs in our MPC XSE give me opportunity to kind of tweak that sample into my liking. You don't have to be aware of all the buttons, but it would be nice to know some. The very first row, the very first second row. Now, I have to come up with some kind of logic to memorize these knobs. I didn't want to dwell and think and read messages on them. In that sample edit program, my first line stands for adjusting the starting point of each audio sample. The second line for end of each audio sample. I call them large, medium, small. Large, medium, small, like the milkshake. Okay? Large means I can adjust faster, medium, and now slow. Which means I can do tweaks using the small, Q-Link, medium, and work very fast. Okay, so if I go too fast, boom, 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 and adjust. Beautiful. So now the second row stands for the back, for the end. Medium, and small. Okay, this is good enough for me. I don't need to hear, for 12 seconds the same sample. So now we've got, that's close. See, we don't have to change. Oh, I could change this one. Let's just eliminate. Let's just eliminate the last one. Beautiful. In our browser, we chose this library of beats and sounds. Now we are using it our own way. If I find this too aggressive, too much, too long, I can shorten that idea. Don't you worry. And that's it. So now look what happened. I had process, function, fade out, do it, and now it's logical. Okay, so I start tweaking these sounds into my liking. This doesn't make sense. So what do? I just need one punch. Because and okay, next. I'm gonna process this the same way. Fade out, do it. Okay, next one. Too long. Each sample can be processed not only once, but many times. So this is fade out. And look, I'm gonna process it again, and this time I'm gonna reverse that sample. So the loudest actually it's gonna arrive in the end. And boom. And of course, nothing is written in stone, which means I can always alter my creation. Let's just do a fade in, do it, and we already processed this specific sample 3 times. Boom. So reverse, sometimes it's good. I don't see the point of using this. And small. Okay. When we play these parts now, you're going to hear all the adjustments. Okay. Drum 2. Browser. We are in browser. Drums program. Excellent. Love it already. This program manifests in our pads. There is 16 different choices in front of us. Each pad stands for different instrument. I go to main. I go to program. I scroll the wheel until I see the hip-hop kit. I hit sample edit. And now each sample is gonna manifest on its own. Beautiful. This sample is so clean. I didn't want to change anything about it. Okay. Now let's record something. We select that track. We've got 8 beats in 120. Okay, I'm looking for anything else. Beautiful. I'm gonna press overdub because I wanna add. the browser gives us a tremendous amount of samples. Not only that, you can purchase even more, which means this game will never change, and you will always find a way to express your music creativity in a different way. Now, oh, I have to load this. This is ridiculous. This is so good. The browser gives us those individual sounds. We tweak them into our liking, and we use them in our music composition. Now, when for some reason, horns, we heard some horns, melodic brass, okay. Okay. What else we can do with the program mode? Well, wouldn't it be nice to kind of select your favorite parts, your favorite sounds, and put them into one specific place? Well, like, I'm not attracted to all the sounds, but sometimes, once in a while, this sound comes that I love to have under my fingertips at any time I want. Well, I can copy that. I can hit copy, and now I can go to bank, which I don't use, and touch a pad. I want to put that sample in. So now, look. This is the sound. Bank 2. It's right there. So I'm thinking if I scroll through the browser and search and find something I like, I can copy that thing and just drop it into any bank I want. If you're not familiar with the banks, pad banks, A, B, C, D, but also we've got E, F, G, F, if you hit the shift. We could organize our best work in many different ways. One bank could include your favorite synth. Another one, your favorite basses. Another one, your favorite drum sets. I could create a bank what I could use like 4 bass drums, 4 snare drums, hi-hats, my favorite cymbals. So now I go to that bank and guess what? I'm cooking. I'm ready to go. Once again, you create some kind of track. Drums 3. You go to the browser. You scroll. You interview. Load. Main. You find that guitar program. Every single sample. It sounds beautiful. Like, for example, I would love to have this ending. In my B bank, in the very first pad selection. Okay? Now I can store this in the next bank, B, C, D, under the same music sample. You understand? Now, we can take it to the next level by crossing the samples, which means I can store some samples from track 3 non-related to the one, and I can drag it to 1 and the B bank. I can take some of the samples from track 1 and transport them to bank C under a different instrument. I love it. It's a great ending. This exists in melodic guitar acoustic. So now, that's the sound. I assign, and look what happened. Path parameters. Here we go. Program, it's a melodic guitar acoustic. I click on it and I change it to the very first champagne kick. And I can do a path number. Let's just do 1. Boom. Do it. So look, we are still in a track, melodic guitar acoustic. Now I scroll tracks, I go to the very first one, when is the champagne. I hit the B bank, and my sample should be right here. You see what I mean? It's a lot of work, but at the same time, it teaches you, when you receive, sample as a gift, here. And you find it extremely inspiring, you better put it on the side. Thanks to this method, you can collect your favorite sounds. Every single sound you transfer there. I know it's a lot of effort, but in the end of the day, every single sound moves your heart. You understand? So now you know that this bank, it's like a love bank, full of sweetness. And you can basically categorize your sweetness to basses, guitars, drum sets, synthesizers. All right, let's record this guitar. I'm very excited to do something. Okay, let's change it for guitar because it's not drum set. There is a chance that your sample it's in a different key. What do? You change the key. It's that simple. We're going to... We love this sound, but the song is in a different key. Voila, half a step. Let's record it. Okay, let's see what other. Now, let's play with the horns. Brass. I would love to change the key of this. Beautiful. Woo! Yeah. I can change the length of each sample. I can tweak the sample, I can reverse the sample, I can change the key, the tempo, so on. Then, I don't need to save anything, I can play it the way it is, or I could create banks of my favorite topics. Now, once we have our brass in tune, now we can hit the play and just put some awesome horns into our music from the top. See, now I can go to editing mode and basically flip this to different sounds. I've got 16 different choices. All right. And of course, our music composition wouldn't be complete without a solid bass. TR6 from Ample Sound, one of my favorites. I'm trying to be smart here. Sampler, it's a very powerful tool. But do we really know the full potential of that unit? Lots of people skip that program mode and jump directly into the trim mode. Trim mode, it's a main topic of our next video. We want to make sure that there is some kind of logic what we follow, and we explore every single mode on its own. The manual, what comes with that unit, it's very vague. It doesn't allow us like to explore the full potential of that unit. They say, do it yourself. This is exactly what we are doing here. We are not skipping that program mode. We are exploring it. I found myself playing like a child with this machine. Exactly. It's so easy that it's not fair. You see, as an arranger, I could write this kind of stuff for the horn section. However, this machine gives me a new kind of ways. I may miss this. Next time when we see each other, we are going to explore a trim mode. Trim mode, in my opinion, it's a fantastic tool to capture bigger samples of music. You know, like we use the sampler to record some like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute of a music sample and then chop it. I think the trim mode, it's perfect for that reason. Until then, my name is Piotr Kowalczyk. See you next time.